If you are operating an Amazon FBA business, then you will need to know how long it takes to locate that important data that will determine whether you purchase or not. You need to know your BSR, if it's infringing copyright, if you're eligible to sell, what your fees are, your return on investment, your competition analysis, how many sellers on a listing. I could go on. Deal analysis has never been quicker or easier. In fact, all the data you need will be returned within 7 seconds. For a full review of BuyBot Pro, click the link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to this BuyBot Pro walkthrough. So I want to talk to you about the competition analysis, and it will load in BuyBot Pro when you analyse a deal. So I've made this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see on my screen. If you hover over this grey question mark, you will get a tooltip come up that will tell you about the competition analysis. And here is the information that it shows. So it will give you the top 10 seller positions, and it will tell you who has that position and what their stock level is. So you can hover over here and you can see that Amazon have 6 in stock and Amazon are orange. And you've got an MF seller that are grey. You've got FBA Prime sellers that are green, and you've got seller fulfilled Prime or merchant fulfilled Prime that are blue. So you can see immediately the stock levels and what sort of seller is the competition. And that's super helpful to see just in an instant. You know exactly, without having to go through all different Amazon pages to have a look at it all. In an instant, you know straight away who your competition is and what their stock levels are. And obviously you've got their prices here as well, so you can see the price that they are selling for. And along here you've got your review count, so how many reviews that seller has got, and that obviously gives you an idea of how experienced they are, how long they've been around, because you know it's getting reviews on Amazon isn't something that always happens very quickly, so that gives you a good idea of the experience level of the seller. And obviously it gives you an indication here of the positive feedback as well. So you can see how much feedback they've got. You can see how much reviews they've got and what percentage of their feedback is positive. And that can affect the algorithm of the buy box. So that'll give you an idea. If there was somebody here with really super low feedback score, then you could think about whether they're going to be eligible for the buy box, because although we don't know Amazon's algorithm for the buy box, we do think that feedback is taken into account for that. So you can have a look at their positive feedback score here as well. So if you come along down here, sticking with the top 10 sellers, it will give you the total number of stock. So it's basically added up all this stock for you and giving you the total here. It's totaled up how many are prime sellers and how many are merchant fulfilled sellers. So it's given you all that information, all just totaled up for you. But then it's also looked at the totals of all sellers, so that, not just the top 10, because this is obviously focusing on the top 10 sellers. This is telling you how many there are in total. So in total, there are 8 prime sellers and 48 merchant fulfilled sellers. So, the competition analysis is an amazing piece of information right there on your Amazon page, telling you exactly what your competition is, what their stock levels are, what their prices are, what their reviews are like, and how many they've got. So it's all the information you need to analyse your competition right there on the Amazon page.